it was my first real exposure, like you talked about these analysts. And so we were doing our road show, and then we started, doing our earnings calls and meeting with these analysts. Almost all fucking idiots. Like they don't know shit. And if you're out there working with a broker or somebody telling you who to invest in, and they're reading these reports and making decisions, they don't know jack shit. I was so disillusioned by it because I thought, oh, these must be really smart people. No, they're not, and they're making ungodly sums of money for writing reports that have absolutely no value. They have no insight. They're just worms.
So tell us how you feel, Bob.
Well, I mean, this just takes us back to the prostitution. Once you know there's problems, like I've had an investment banker before, I'm like, hey, why didn't you tell me this was a problem? Like a year ago. And oh, well, they weren't really ready to sell me anyway because they had already met their quota for the year. Okay.
Right.
So they roll me into the next year. Well, the next year hits a recession. I can't get out. So anybody that's building companies, whether you're public or private, and you're trying to go public or you're trying to liquidate, and you've got an investment banker in the middle of it, assume he is a prostitute.
Hey, Gary, we know a little bit of it because you're our friend, but for the listeners, walk through a little bit, because before Bitcoin, you were in a bunch of other businesses. I think it'd be helpful if you kind of talked about what those were and how you succeeded in those businesses.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Lawrence. Yeah. So I'm not the real estate guy. I left college with an economics and marketing background in '81 and got into the oil and gas business by chance. I went and asked a man if he would introduce me to some people to just have interviews. I got a job in a recession, biggest recession that the world had seen outside the Depression. And the energy business, the oil and gas business, was undergoing what was called a FERC regulatory change, a Federal Energy Regulatory Commission change, where they wanted to open the market up to allow any and every player to have access to energy in the United States at very similar to what we're going through in Bitcoin, quite frankly. This is why I was able to get people go like, hey, you got Bitcoin really quickly. I'm like, I'm a commodity guy, natural gas and power, man. So I get this. So I was part of a company that I think we were 12 people, would turn into 6,000 or a ridiculous amount of people. I think, 6,000, a small Enron, a competitor of Enron. I ended up in London running a $4 or $5 billion spec book in trading electricity. But my expertise really was in helping regulators form a change sufficient to move from a monopoly structure to a full-on open market. And today I'm really proud to say, like, I spent most of my career doing the regulatory part, meeting with government, but also having this commercial axe with me because I've been very, very commercial. You need someone putting the liquidity into the market to show the government that it works. And today, the power markets and the natural gas markets are the most, and the oil markets actually, are the best markets in the world